一支传一件，糯米来先见。大家好，我是你们的解说糯米，欢迎大家收看本期视频啊！可以看到呢，这期视频还是给大家带来一场超级精彩的 UFC 4的女子格斗赛啊！可以看到呢，这一期的挑战选手还是又来自咱们中国的河北的女将张伟丽为国出战，而她挑战对手呢这是一名来自美国的这个上将罗斯相信大家对他也是比较熟悉了的，他已经是这里的常客了，而且呢他常常被咱们张伟丽所诟病他就是万年的老二因为他在每一次的比赛当中他都败给了咱们张伟丽，没有一次赢过，所以说他也是被戏称万年的老二铁打的张伟丽所以说呢他也是非常的气愤想要每一次挑战咱们张伟丽都想要一雪前耻，但偏偏就是这样这个仇恨已经冲昏了他的头脑，每一次他都急于求成，所以说每一次也就被咱们张伟丽逮到了一次机会。你看今天这波他又来参加挑战了，而且呢这一次他还准备个2番战，也就是说第一场比赛他要是没打赢的话，他还可以申请第2场比赛。所以说呢他真的是为了赢那真的是不顾一切后果了任何赖招花招他都能够用得出来真的是佩服他的这个毅力好了，我们这边也是废话少说把画面切入比赛现场请看他今天到底能不能击败咱们张伟丽，完成他一生的愿望呢？让我们拭目以待。同时呢，感兴趣的观众也可以点个关注在下方评论留言一下。好了，我们这边继续看比赛。
She is just non-stop on the ground, moving in all the right directions. Another nice transition by her there.
She's moving a lot, but every movement has purpose.
Well, there are few things more fun to watch in mixed martial arts than these type of transitions and scrambles on the ground.
High-level grappling can really be entertaining.
Well, Namajunas is looking to pass out of the half guard and attain side control here, but unable to do so. Oh, well played there as she gets back to her feet.
Massive knee lands from the side clinch.
Stuffs the takedown, no problem. Well, she's been good tonight, but she missed with that one.
Look at the force behind that leg kick.
Under a minute now to go in the round. "45 seconds remain in the round." So just over 20 total strikes, which have landed for Weili Zhang. Does she have a soccer background? How about the kick there?
I mean, she must have a soccer background because who kicks that hard?
Oh, she blocks the punch.
Clinch.
Stuffs that takedown attempt without issue. All right, so a lot of strike absorption by her in that previous round. She got stunned on the feet, but survives to see another round. Talk us through the replay, man.
You look at the action here. They're going back and forth, and boom, there goes that big strike that lands that really does hurt her opponent. She could not find the follow-up shot, but eventually she will find that moment.
All right, round 2 is now here. Weili Zhang and Thug Rose Namajunas.
Nice head kick. Nice punch lands over the top. Beautiful body kick lands right under the elbow.
She's starting to put together some significant body work here, and these are going to take their toll as this fight goes on. Nice shot inside by the champion.
Big body kick.
We show you the head strikes.
Oh, nice.
Not there.
Beautiful strike. More clinching.
And they separate. 34 total strikes have now landed for Rose Namajunas. And if you care, just over 40% on the connection rate thus far, 41% accuracy tonight against Wei Li Zhang. All right, so no surprise, once again, we find ourselves here in this clinch situation. We'll see who can advance.
Who's gonna be the person to dictate the pressure? Who's gonna control the engagements from this 50-50 position?
Well, she was a little bit hesitant in round one, but she has certainly picked up the pace here in this second round. It took her a while to find her range. She's in a strong striking rhythm now. Just over 2 minutes to go in the round.
Good stick. Oh, nice.
Well, she connects with a right hand. She loves that right hand, and why not?
It's her best punch, and if her opponent doesn't change something, she's gonna go to sleep. Nice kick. Right hand landed. Right hand punch to the clinch.
Namajunas' strike there is blocked. Nice job by the defense.
You don't know when that leg kick's coming.
1 minute.
Beautiful punch.
Educated jab right there. Oh, look at that double leg takedown by her there. She's as good with that takedown attempt as any fighter, I would think, in this division.
As good as anybody across any division, across any gender in mixed martial arts. It's a confidence.
Chong's looking for an arm bar here.
Gotta be careful, armbar.
Oh, she slams into the crowd, and oh, saved by the bell. Round over. And the finish came just in time. Thought maybe she might tap there, but you know how tough she is. So the submission attempt right at the end of the round, saved by the bell. Back to the stools they go. We'll see if she can recover in time for this next round. All right, well, what a round it was. You know, she kicks like a mule, and that kicking game was on full display in that round, champ.
And you see the damage that it's done to her opponent. Her opponent's limping back to the corner. She's moving much more slowly as the fight is going on. That was a great game plan developed by her and her coach.
She blocked the punch. Well, there's no denying her power. She has been pretty accurate here tonight, but she's the type of fighter when she goes to the drive-thru window. She's just getting the sandwich. She's not getting the combo meal.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. You're going to order a sandwich. That allows your opponent to stay in the fight. Give him the entire combo. Buy the French fries. Buy the drink. Really put it on her. Go get her. Extend that combination. Be confident. Go and try to find something that's going to end this fight.
Oh, she connected with that right hand, DC.
She's so fast when she throws it. There is no tell as to when that right hand is coming.
And a nice job at least staying upright on that. Well, Namajunas' lower jaw now starting to show signs of swelling.
Big kick lands.
Oh, you know about her kicks. She's got him going tonight. All right, so again, we find ourselves here in the clinch where there are obviously no shortage of subtleties and nuances. A lot of motions in here that maybe are lost on the casual fan.
Absolutely, and it's gonna be the underhook. For all the things that happen in this position, the person winning and controlling the underhook battle is the one out ahead.
Well, how impressive is this young woman? High volume of strikes in the previous round and picking up exactly where she left off here and not really showing any signs of slowing down. She looks like she could go 10 hard fives tonight if need be. Oh, her ground and pound is downright scary, in constant pursuit of the finish. Might get it here.
She does a really good job of throwing punches with intent. She never just throws just to be throwing. Every punch is meant to land, and every punch is meant to start a finish.
How good is her movement here on the ground, right? Shades of Ray Borg, just transitioning so beautiful.
Yeah, she's so good at transitions and movements. Her ability is unmatched.
All right, full guard now, DC, and just because she has the top position does not mean she is not in imminent danger.
Oh, she's in danger at all moments whenever she's in the full guard because they have so many different submission attempts that they can throw up at you. So she needs to pass. By passing the half guard, already eliminates a vast majority of those submissions. Move to half guard, then continue to try to advance to either get off great ground and pound or just positional advantages in the grappling.
Just out of range with that left hook. Leg kick checked effectively there by Namajunas. Visibly limping here. That's 3 rounds. We're now headed to the championship rounds. All right, so we now look back at some of the action from that previous round, DC. A lot of good highlights on both sides.
I mean, a lot of good highlights from both competitors. They both should be very proud of what they accomplished. But I'm telling you, man, I'm not sure they can keep this up. If they land at this clip for another 5 minutes, somebody's going to sleep.
Owning her, you're taking her down at will. You're going to go out there and take her down and submit her this time, okay? I don't want no ground and pound. We're not trying to hurt her. We're trying.
I think we are the only 2 men sitting in this arena as we have arrived at round 4 and we enter the championship rounds. A huge, huge 5 minutes coming up for these 2 young men.
J.A., I couldn't have imagined that this fight would be this good. It's round number 4 now. Who can really keep fighting at such a high level with such good technical skill as they've gone into round number 4?
And they separate.
Real sneaky body kick.
Chong's attempt there is blocked by the opponent.
Big leg kick lands.
Oh, shot to the body connects there. Beautifully placed right underneath the elbow. She didn't really throw a lot of body shots overall in the fight, but in the latter stages, smart to work the ball.
She is such a diverse striker. And that big strike landed, and it looks like she's going to finish this fight.
Back to the feet.
See, there it is. She switched.
Well, she's got a good jab, missed with it there. Oh, and there's a kick to the body, not having that one blocked by Chong. All right, so once again, the fighter's in game.
Nice game.
Oh, double leg lands. All right, she postures up here, DC. We'll see if she can get those ground strikes.
Watch for the huge elbows that she's known for. And this is where she's good. Once she's on top is where she's a beast.
Half guard position for her here, and if you're the bottom fighter, this is truly a case of pick your poison.
Yeah, you got to pick your poison. And if you're on the bottom, you got to be trying to find a way to escape that bottom legs. You cannot allow your opponent, you cannot allow her to sit on your leg and just throw big damaging strikes. You've got to make sure you're on an elbow control, underhook, and getting back to your feet.
Oh, nice strike on the ground for her. Well, her opponent is squirming, and this might be the beginning of the end. The ground and pound strikes continue to land at will.
She's landing it over and over again. She needs to make sure that when she's chasing the finish, she doesn't get excited and lose the position.
Well, Namajunas is looking to lock up an armbar here.
An attacking armbar.
Oh, we're getting a finish here. And this might just be a matter of time. And there it is.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, really nice job by her there to execute the submission. Clearly she had an opening and she closed the show pretty effectively there. That is one of the bigger wins of her UFC career. So, ladies and gentlemen, there she is as the celebration continues for the UFC Women's Strawweight Champion, getting it done with style points here tonight. She is your champion and your winner by submission.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 38 seconds of round number 4, declaring the winner by tap out due to an armbar, and new undisputed UFC strawweight champion of the world.
哇哦，可以看到罗斯终于完成他多年以来的夙愿，但是呢，恰巧不巧的是这场比赛是分为2场制，他第1场比赛打赢了没有用，第2场比赛打赢了那才能够获胜。所以说呢，他只是先拔头筹希望咱们张伟丽在下一个回合能够把刚刚这局损失的一些荣誉给他夺回来稍作休息过后，我们也是来到第2场比赛。好了这边稍作休息过后，我们也是来到了比赛的第2场可以看到第2场比赛。咱们张伟丽打得非常的小心谨慎希望咱们张伟丽在第2场比赛能够更加小心一点把荣誉给他夺回来。好了，我们继续往下看。
Have a build up of strikes. I mean, I know this opponent's got very good boxing. Ground game's okay. So I knew going into this was going to be a competitive fight, and with the way the meta has shifted now, leg kicks are very prevalent of most people's game plans. They're used often. And it's something I've got to be aware of. I mean, Rose is quite long and rangy. She poses a big threat. Very clean boxing. So this is all stuff I had to consider. And where it's a 3-round fight instead of the usual 5-round fight that I'm used to from last season, the game plan you have to adopt is very, very different. I mean, and as you can see from my videos, I always say that if it's a 5-round fight, I take the first round off. I look to focus on picking up patterns. 3-round fights, you've got to do a better job. You can't take the first round off. You need to push. You need to pick up the patterns a lot quicker. Your stamina management is less of an issue because there's only 3 rounds to work with. And what I'm finding a lot is throughout the games I have played is that people will just try to hug you for 3 rounds and get the victory, which is very annoying. I mean, I can understand why people are doing it. They don't want to lose. And if we're being honest, ranked at the moment isn't the best to play. It's not the most fun. I'd rather play with friends just because of how people play. But my opponent here is not using anything cheesy, just fighting a normal fight. And when it's fights like this, even if I lose, I find it enjoyable because I was pushed, my skill was pushed. My opponent was just fighting a normal technical fight and not adopting any cheesy sort of metas. And as you can see at the moment, we're having a good back and forth. I hit my opponent with a beautiful uppercut as they go for a body shot, and we get the stun. So I know that now I've stunned my opponent's probably going to be a lot more aggressive. I look to see out this round probably in a dominant way. So I'm being wary. As you can see, both our staminas are fairly similar level. Head health fairly similar, body health similar. So right now, we're both fairly even. I'm attacking my opponent's lead leg quite a bit, trying to sneak in where I can. As you can see, I did so there. And here, I'm just adopting the game plan of I'm going to try to beat up Rose's legs. I've got 2 rounds to beat up both potentially, or at least the lead leg. And this can result in drops. So that's what I'm looking to do. And I'm looking to use Weiling's boxing mainly. So this round's coming to an end now. It was a fairly even first round. We got the stun. So just looking at the stats, the round could have gone either way. I personally would have said it should be my round, but the judging on this game isn't the best as it is in real life, so that round can go either way. It was a very close first round. And going into the second, as you can see, I have a slight stamina advantage. And I'm going to look to maintain that throughout this round. So going to the third round, that we have the stamina advantage again and we can push a bit more. Because at the moment it's a fairly even fight. And as you can see, that weird glitch happened there where you go for a takedown, it just freezes. Which I had it denied anyway, but it didn't do my opponent any favours. And this has been a very technical fight at the moment, and as you can see, my opponent's now starting to shoot for takedowns, wants to mix up the game plan, which is to be expected when using Rose. Rose is a very versatile fighter, and she's phenomenal on the ground, so The takedowns I've been expecting, my opponent didn't throw in the first round, maybe because he felt like he didn't need to. But in the second round is something that I can see is potentially on my opponent's mind. As you can see, I'm trying to use my distance management here. I do want to be in boxing range, but I've got to be careful because Rose's boxing is very, very crisp, and I don't want to get caught by any punches unnecessarily, which is why you see me go in and out of the pocket fairly consistently. My opponent's now starting to throw bigger strikes. If you can tell, my opponent's looking for that big head kick, and again, that mixed in with the takedowns could cause an issue, so I've got these stuff playing on my mind. And I'm just trying to remain calm, keep it a technical fight, which is easier to do now with this patch because the boxing meta's now gone. I mean, the new meta's kickboxing, but the block breaking's been nerfed significantly, so now you can actually afford to have these technical fights. And as you can see, we're over midway through this round, and it's been fairly decent round, back and forth, just like the first. I haven't managed to get any stuns like I did the first round, and I'm looking to minimise the damage I take. And I know that the way this round's going, one of us will need a big third round because there's not much in it between both of us. I think this round my opponent slightly edged it more, and me and my opponent's getting the better of these exchanges, landed a bit more punches, probably more significant strikes. As you can see there, my opponent hits me with a head kick, which was beautiful, then went for a head kick which I ducked. The only reason I ducked it was because earlier in the fight my opponent looked for the same head kick, so I just remembered that's something my opponent likes to go towards. Unfortunately, I ducked it. And now that my opponent has that stun, you can see my opponent's pushing the pace a bit more, which is the right thing to do. Probably looking to see if it get a knockdown and secure the round. But that stun in my mind secured my opponent that round. And with the first round being 50-50, in my head right now I was just thinking, okay, my opponent's up 2 rounds. Going into the third, I need a big performance. And that's what you've got to do, you've got to motivate yourself. If I went into the third round thinking I've won both of these rounds, then I wouldn't push the pace, and I know that's what I need to do. I don't think I'm going to get the decision unless I get a 10-8 round, so I need to be very dominant this round. But I'm going into this round with the idea that I need to finish this fight. I know it's not going to be easy, but I've got the stamina advantage. I've beat up my opponent's lead leg, and I'm going to start unloading a bit more, looking for bigger strikes. So that's the game plan going into this round. I've also got in the back of my mind that my opponent might just take me to ground and look to hold me, because he may feel he has 2 rounds and I don't, which would be smart for my opponent, and I was expecting my opponent to do, which if I was in his position I probably would look for the takedown. And as you can see, I'm pressuring my opponent here quite well, breaking the block, doing some damage to the head. My opponent's firing back, which in his position up 2 rounds is quite a risky thing to do, but my opponent obviously is very confident in his stand-up, as he should be. He's got a very good stand-up. We get the drop here, which I don't jump into Rose's guard because I don't think that's a smart thing to do. And we really put the pressure on this round, and because my opponent I haven't shown this to my opponent the 2 rounds prior, I haven't really gone for this pressure style of fighting. My opponent isn't sure on how to react. I mean, my opponent's throwing back, and that's leaving him more vulnerable. I mean, the right thing for my opponent here to do would be to push a takedown, which is what I'm trying to force out of my opponent. And as you can see, I'm being very pressure dominant here, and pressure fighting isn't over in this patch, it's just block breaking that's over. People tie pressure fighting to block breaking, which isn't necessarily the right thing. Pressure fighting is forcing your opponent in an exchange either they don't want, or forcing them to fight a fight that they don't want to fight, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. As you can see, I'm being a lot more tentative, a lot more aggressive. I'm beating up that leg where I can. As you can see, my opponent's leg health on his left leg isn't great, and I'm keeping my opponent towards the cage, unloading where I can, and my opponent's throwing big strikes to try to keep me away. And I know I just need 1 or 2 big shots to finish the fight. My opponent misses the body kick there, and as you can see, I put my foot on the gas and I pressure my opponent heavily. I'm now landing consistently more, hit my opponent with a beautiful uppercut, As you can see, I'm unloading here, hit my opponent with the uppercut again, we get the knockdown. And I really want to go for the finish, I don't want to leave it to the judges. So I'm keeping my opponent trapped against the cage. I'm waiting for my opponent to sway, so I keep throwing hooks. Break my opponent's guard again.
果不其然啊，咱们张伟丽是在第2场比赛当中，哇哦，打的这个美国的罗氏长将，他是直接仰面倒地不起，不得不感叹咱们张伟丽真的是太厉害了，太神勇了啊，简直神勇无敌呀！也是成功的为国争光了，告诉这个美国的罗氏长将啊，咱们的中国的张伟丽不是那么容易击败的。好了，本期视频呢到这里就结束了。如果大家看得开心看得愉快，就不要忘记给糯米点个关注。在我们下期视频再见了，拜拜。